apple juice.
Oh, Terry. Stop cussing. This ain't Def Comedy Jam.
I put a big ass red.
Stop cussing.
Who drank my goddamn apple juice? Who drank my goddamn
Coffee. Coffee.
Hey, you're now listening to Coffee and Apple Juice, a podcast.
I usually listen to it when I'm on my way to work.
Real, raw, and uncut conversations with Aisha Hadiya. This is season 3.
Make some noise.
You excited to be back?
It feel like I've been gone a long time. I'm not gonna even lie. That 1 week of not being here really has me feeling like I haven't been here in like months.
Girl, you ain't missed nothing.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Apple Juice. I am your host, Smurf, Top Dog, and this is my lovely co-host, Miss Aisha Hadiya.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hey.
See, we had to take a week off.
Yes.
How's everything been going for you?
Everything has been going good. Sis got a little promotion at work, so my work hours have changed. So I gotta kind of get in where I fit in now. But everything has been going good. I've just been super busy lately with a lot of different things. I got my hands in a lot of different projects, so I do apologize for not being here last week, but I heard you guys put on an awesome show and I'm seeing them numbers. So
hey, this is what you got me for. We ain't gonna lose no traction. We're gonna keep this party moving.
Okay.
Keep it jumping. My friends came through per usual.
All right.
So
Well, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Enjoying my off day per usual.
I love that shirt. I just ordered the Carolina blue one that they just released.
Nice.
What is it? God is Dope, right? That's the company.
Mm-hmm.
God is Dope. Yeah. So they just sent me an email letting me know that the Carolina blue ones were back in stock. So I just ordered me one of those to go with my retro ones. Yeah. Anything exciting going on with you?
Hey, it's been a low-key weekend. I did nothing all this weekend. I played my weekend has consisted of PlayStation and homework.
Oh, okay.
That's it. I have not left this couch pretty much all day except for today when I was trying to run to the mall, see if they had anything for my daughter since she she started school this week.
Oh, okay.
So, sitting there trying to FaceTime her, see what she like. Phone reception is trash in the mall I went to. So I guess after this episode, run to the other mall, see if they got anything.
Okay.
But yeah, you threw me off with the early record time.
I do apologize.
I had this day. I was like, okay, bet.
All you had to say was no, that time not gonna work for me.
But I know it works for you. So of course,
I'm not in this by myself.
And I'm off today, so it's not like I'm really doing shit.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
you
like
had something scheduled already.
Well, yeah, but girl, I was going to the mall off the whim, not because there was something on my schedule. I really didn't even feel like going to the mall.
Okay.
But it's for my daughter, so I was like, let me go on and get my ass up real quick and knock this out.
Okay.
But what you got for us today? What's popping for today?
I came across this meme. I call them memes, but I don't really think it's true information what I came across. But I thought the topic would be, pretty good to kind of discuss, right? So it is in the news that Dr. Dre's daughter, who is 38 years old, she's a mother of 4. She started a GoFundMe to raise money for her and her children a place to stay, right? From the article that I read, it says that she's been living out of her car, working for DoorDash. Her children are living with friends. She's been living out of her car, and that she started a GoFundMe. and that so far her GoFundMe has only raised $385. Now, I have not checked to see how much she has gotten to so far. This is what I got gathered from either yesterday or the day before, right?
Right.
But on the caption that came with the meme said, "When are we no longer responsible for our kids?" And so that's more so what I want to talk about. And I feel like with the situation at hand, this conversation can go two different ways, right? Because we can say, "Oh, well, Dr. Dre got the money." He can snap his finger and his daughter and his grandkids will have somewhere to stay, right?
Right.
But then on the other hand of it, it's like, well, he cut her off back in January of 2020. So up until January of 2020, she was being financially cared for. So what happened to all the money that, she had from what he was giving her?
Also depends on what he was doing, because he could have just been paying bills, paying for housing, stuff like that, and not necessarily giving them money.
Yeah. So as parents, I wanted us to sit down and discuss this because we have teenagers and we have children who are going to grow up and be adults one day. And the difference between our situation and this situation with Dr. Dre and his daughter is that he just got more money than us. Right. He just a little bit more financial stable than we are, right? Right. But like I was thinking about this situation, and then like, the Dwayne Wade and his wife situation, I was thinking about that too. And it's like, can we really feel sorry for people in situations like these?
Not really. I mean, especially for me being at her, like I'm her age, or I'm a year older.
She's 38. It's okay. Yeah. So here's my thing. You were being spoiled. And I feel like a lot of rich kids have this problem. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They always going to be dependent on mom and dad's bank account. And it's like a part of me don't feel sorry for her. Like, right. I get it, your daddy is rich, but you know your daddy. I feel like Dr. Dre is one of them, is that bad person everybody make him out to be. Okay. After watching the movies about him with Michelle, like, I really feel like it was only a matter of time before that nigga just say, you know what, I ain't give you shit else. So it's like, why not prepare yourself for that?
Right.
Why aren't we working to support our own living habits, and whatever he give us is just extra?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just don't feel sorry for these celebrities who turn out homeless because they're no longer being supported, or they're no longer being taken care of by their famous partner or ex-partner. Like Dwayne Wade's wife, at one point it was saying that she was homeless, right? And that, after he had settled out of court with her, whatever the case may be, gave her all this money from their divorce or whatever, now all of a sudden she's homeless.
Ain't his problem.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, why? What are y'all doing with y'all money? Like, you need to understand that because you are no longer with this ball player anymore, that means that the lifestyle that he provided you, being that he is no longer in your picture, he can no longer provide you that lifestyle. So you have to bring it down a couple notches. Stop shopping at Target. Let's go to Walmart. Leave Harris Teeter alone. Take your ass to Food Lion, Giant Penny, the Piggly Wiggly, Kroger's, whatever. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel no sympathy. And then it's like, for her to be Dr. Dre's daughter and she got a GoFundMe, and only thing she was able to raise was $385, that's a slap in the face.
I mean, shit, but everybody probably looking at it like, look, Dr. Dre, your daddy. Like,
that's what I said too. Like, we ain't finna give you no money. You got almost the richest man in the world, or the richest man in the industry damn near as your daddy.
But we also don't know like the type of relationship.
Exactly. That was the second part that I wanted to bring on. We don't know the extent of what caused him to cut her off, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. it's, I mean, we can make all these speculations, man. It is comes down to her not being responsible for not only for herself but for her kids. Like
Right.
you know, you've been sitting here depending on your dad to finance you in whatever way that he was doing it, and then you thought this would never end.
Right.
He probably, you know, something struck and it was just like, damn, I'm spending, you know, I'm spending all this money doing, you know, providing for you and my grandkids, and it's like you're not doing nothing for yourself, or at least it may seem like that way. And then on top of that, he just got divorced, so he had to go through that whole spiel. And what I think he's shelling out like shit, I forget what it was. I think it's like 3
I haven't even been
mil.
following the divorce, but I know that the
Yeah.
ex-wife is trying to get a lot of money out of him.
Oh well, they've settled, and he has to pay a good grip.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, no, I think it's like 3 mil a year or some shit like that. I don't know. I had to go back and look. But even still, like now he has to, you know, he has that on his plate, and he's still conducting whatever business that he does to keep himself afloat, whatever that means for him.
Right.
But yeah, like, and maybe because I look at myself, and it's just like I've been pretty much on my own since I was 18 and haven't really turned back, you know, look back. I've reached out to my mom maybe once or twice just because I was in a bind, because at that time I'm like a nigga who's really broke, even being in the military, because military don't get paid shit, especially when you know you just getting in. You ain't making no real money. Hell, you making pretty much below that poverty line, damn near, when you first joined the military. So I mean, I've had to reach out to my mom for like, hey, can you help me? I got into a car accident. Hey, can you help me pay my deductible? But that's been about it. I don't reach out to my mom or my parents for nothing, because I'm like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
So I want to more so get into like, okay, I'm done talking about rich people problems, right? So I want to let's bring the tax bracket down to the level that I can understand. Okay.
Right.
So I want to more so let's look at the situation from our point of view. Okay. Now I'm at the age that I am at. I try my hardest to make sure that my shit is together to where I don't have to ask my mom for a whole lot. Right. And when I do go to my mom and say, hey, mom, I need a favor, I need this amount, I also want to provide her with I'm going to pay you back on this day, you know,
right.
So at what age should you as a parent just kind of draw a line when it comes to, all right, I'm quote unquote cutting you off to a certain extent?
I say it depends. Depends on what the child decides to do after high school. Okay. So like I said, for my instance, I went off into the military. I'm making my own money, so I'm looking at it like my parents don't have to do anything for me. You know,
right?
I chose this lane and bypassed going to college and decided to go into the military, make my own money, and do whatever it is I want to do that way.
Right.
Now, so of course we both got kids. So if my daughter, I look at it, if my daughter decides that she wants to join the military, then pretty much that's my cutoff, unless she has a one-off, like she has some car trouble or something and she don't have the money, then all right, I got you. Now, she decides to go to college, different story, because now you still have to, you want to make sure that I want to make sure that she's going to be taken care of throughout college. I'm not gonna but I also want to do it to where she's learning how to manage her own money, because now she has to go out in the world and kind of figure this thing out. She has to balance school life and her social life. And if she decides to get a job, her work life, you know.
Okay.
But the one lesson I want her to learn is that eventually you're going to have to do this stuff on your own.
Right.
Like yes, I would, me and your mom are there as a safety net, but try not to look at us as your personal bank account, because after a while we're going to be like, you better figure it out.
Yeah.
You better figure it out, because we just like our parents told us, hey, I ain't made of money.
Right.
I ain't made of money, but I'll do whatever I can to help you in certain situations.
I think my attitude would be, I would help my child if I know that they, I ain't gonna say really need the help, but if they applying themselves, if you working and you just got an unexpected bill you forgot about and you don't get paid till next week, right, I'm gonna be more inclined to help that child than I would be to help the child who sits on their ass all day, not working, don't have nothing going for themselves, and just looking for a handout. I would be more inclined to help the child that I know is applying themselves than I would be the child that's not. Now, we don't know the whole story behind this Dr. Dre and his daughter situation. We don't know the whole story behind Dwayne Wade and his ex-wife situation. But what I do know is a lot of these kids are so privileged and so dependent of their parents and their parents' bank accounts, and that cripples them. Right. You know, they use that safety net for everything without even trying to apply themselves, you know, and it's like they continue to feed off of the parents, thinking that the parent is going to always be there. And then when the parent is not there, or what if, God forbid, the parent goes broke and don't have it, or the parent passes away and don't leave behind a will or a life insurance policy, or whatever the case, then what are you to do? You know? Right. So I would more so want to fix that problem before it even starts. Like, hey, I'm going to help you out, but I need you to know that you need to go find a job, or you need to do something that's going to get you some money coming in, because my money is not going to be forever. You know, you're not going to have access to this allowance forever, or I'm not going to be here paying your bills forever. Now, I don't know if this is the conversation that these guys had with their children or with their ex-wives or whatever the case may be. We don't know. But in my case, I'm going to help my kids as much as I can, but I'm going to be more inclined to help the ones that are helping themselves than I would the ones that's not, you know? And I feel like as parents, it's our responsibility to draw that line, because if we don't, then that's going to cripple the kid as into adulthood. I feel like that's why we have a lot of men who still live at home with their mama, don't work, don't pay bills, don't do this, don't do that, because the parents allow that. Right. You know? So I just thought that was a really interesting, for one, I hate that that's going on with her. I hate that, you know, her children are witnessing her down bad like this. I hate that the children have to go live with someone else because she doesn't have adequate shelter for her and her children. I really do hate that. But at the same time, you 38, come on now. You know, what exactly are you, what are you doing? Like, if you, I mean, at some point do we not just say, you know what, well, fuck you and your money. If you don't want to help take care of me, that's fine. I'll get out here and get it on my own. You see what I'm saying? Like, at what point are we just gonna think about those that depend on us and decide to just get out here and get it and not be so dependent of our parents?
I mean, shit, when your parent, the top name rapper in the industry,
we cannot have that type of mentality.
It's rough. I mean, no, I'm just saying I mean, of course, it's easy for us to sit here and say what we would and wouldn't do, but
Right.
but we're not in that situation.
And you're right, but I just feel like we've seen this over and over and over and over and over. Like, why not be putting something away for a rainy day?
But I don't see how you don't have money saved up
right
to this point. Like, I don't see how you haven't saved up any type of money over this period of time in your life.
And then
especially once you start having kids.
And okay, so let's jump into that, because you have 4 children. Where's their father? Why isn't the father of your children helping you out? Why isn't the children living with the fathers rather than living with your friends? Like I said, we don't know the extent of the situation, so it's only so much that we can comment on. But I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like, can we get a rainy day fund, please? Man. Can we start saving for a rainy day, please? Like, for real. Because at this point, I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that this girl is the daughter of Dr. Dre and is homeless.
Ooh,
well, her mama. I know that mama's sitting on some alimony somewhere. Where's she at? What is going on? This is,
I mean, but for you to be 38 and
girl,
I get it. People, we all have our struggles and moments throughout adulthood. But of course, like I said, we're looking at it from the fact that you are Dr. Dre's daughter. Like your dad's been, he's had money for quite some time. And then for him to you said he cut her off.
The article said that he financially cut her off January of 2020. The article also did say that she had been trying to reconcile her relationship with her father since then. But I don't think they, have gotten back or whatever.
She done fucked around and did some shit,
and that's what it sounds like.
And got your ass cut the fuck off.
Maybe she done release some information about him to the press or something. I don't know. But okay, so now let's look at this from a different perspective, right? Because I'm Dr. Dre and I got all this money and I done provided a hell of a motherfucking lifestyle for you kids. Why the fuck I gotta always be the one to fit the bill or foot the bill when y'all fuck up? Why it always gotta come from my bank account? You sound like, is that being selfish? Because yeah, that's right. Is it really selfish of him to not want to always be the provider financially just because he got it?
I mean, but at this age for her, like, he shouldn't have been doing it anyways.
I mean, like I said,
that's just how I look at it. Because I'm like, you are coming
pushing
up on 40 years old.
Yeah.
You around the corner at 40. Like, things should already be set in place. Like, it's just so much that you can kind of just look at, like I think, like I said, I think she took her dad for granted. That's what this sounds like. It sounds like she took her dad for granted. Dad gonna always have my back. He gonna always
provide for me financially. Yeah.
Whenever I need it. So we good. Like, dad he done sold his, his
Beats to Apple.
Yeah, he sold his headphones.
Made millions of dollars off of that.
Right, still making, making money, producing records and things like that.
We ain't gonna even mention royalties.
Good. Right. Oh, we good. We got this in the bag. We all taken care of forever.
I wonder if she used drugs. want to know who her mama is. Is this the first daughter?
It's so much to unpack.
Right,
The only daughter I ever knew about was his daughter that was attending USC.
Well, it ain't this one, because this one 40. So
yeah,
I think this was the first baby that we seen, because I ain't know too much about Dre until Straight Outta Compton came out. So I think this was the first daughter. There was a little girl, the first baby, right?
I don't know.
How many kids do he got?
I don't know. Look, I'm not in celebrities' lives.
And
like
you're right, but this just I just refuse.
You also, well, you can find out easier now than we could back then.
Let me Google real quick.
It's tough to sit here and play damn Monday morning quarterback type shit just because we're not in this situation, because we've watched our parents fucking go through the struggle to make sure that we were taken care of and do whatever it is that they had to do to make sure we were straight, even if they had to sacrifice some shit for themselves. And then we're doing the same shit for our kids.
Okay, hold on, because this daughter is by Marcel. This is his oldest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
This article says that he hasn't seen his oldest daughter in 17 years. Dr. Dre's oldest daughter hasn't seen him in 17 years and has taken odd jobs to stay afloat, but insists she doesn't want anything except a relationship. Bitch, you lying. Okay, so this just took a turn.
Hold up. Wait. You said
this just
what?
took a turn. So at this point, the article is basically saying she is the oldest daughter of Dr. Dre, but she hasn't seen him, nor has he been in her life for 17 years. Okay.
Right.
Which basically means she ain't been in her daddy. Like her daddy ain't been in her life since she was in high school, damn near. If the math adding up, give or take a couple years, I would say maybe by high school.
Yeah.
So you've been fine. Okay, so this is so hard.
Hold up. Because if he just cut her off.
Hold on, it say Dr. Dre's oldest daughter reveals she has not seen the superstar rapper father in 17 years. She says she desperately wants a relationship. And then it says, while Dre's net worth is believed to be $800 million, LaTanya has struggled financially. The 37-year-old is training to be a nurse and takes on odd jobs to keep her family afloat, including applying to FedEx to work as a driver. But she insists that she doesn't want anything from him except a father-daughter relationship. She said, money is not what I want. I feel better doing it on my own. Dre split with LaTanya's mother, Lisa Johnson, when she was 5 years old. The couple has 3 children together, LaTanya, LaToya, and Ashley, who range from 38, 36, and 35. Ever since she was a little girl, LaTanya said that she was forced to go through her father's staff to communicate with him. The mom of 4 hoped Dre's ongoing divorce from Nicole Young could bring them closer together, but admits that she doesn't even know his phone number. She added, I thought that my dad would come around. I would like him to make me feel like a daughter. Okay, so after reading that, this, I don't really see this as an issue. Well, okay, after reading that, I would say Dre could at least step in and help her out. I mean, he ain't been in her life for 17 years, but I did read an article that he was financially supporting her until he cut her off in January 2020.
Well, then that's what I'm saying. Then what? I mean, the relationship part I get, but I find it very hard to
that you don't want no
that,
money from this man, but then you reporting that you sleeping in your car.
right.
Girl, you want a couple thousand for a hotel room or something.
Come on, man. Story lines up too perfect for it. For you to be like, oh, I don't want no money. I just want a relationship. Well, you could have did that shit without putting this motherfucking
article
without putting this shit out.
Yeah. But she did report that she could never like get in contact with him directly. She had to go through his staff members just to get in contact with him, and that she do not have a contact number for him. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because after reading this, and she not his only child, apparently it's 3 girls by this one mom.
So what are the other daughters doing then?
She the only one running to the blogs with it. So maybe she was like,
how are they faring out? Like how are they doing?
I don't know. Maybe he's still supporting them. And
life after Dre.
You know what? I could see a documentary of this in the future. I really could.
Please leave Dr. Dre alone. I mean,
I don't know. Because it's like, after reading this, I can't blame Dre. Because, okay, so she's been working odd jobs, which is not Dre's fault, unless we're going to put her financial responsibility on her dad, right? But he is legally only entitled to take care of her till she's 18. I can't really comment on this out of my tax bracket. I can't really.
So bring it down to our bring it down to our tax bracket. So growing up, you normally, they would be like, you consider grown once you walk
turn
across
a
that
certain
stage.
age. Yeah.
Once you walk across that stage, you consider grown. And it would, back then it may have been real in some households, like, hey, once you turn 18, you up out of here type shit. And then it became more of a joke because, of course, like the optics of it would appear like, hey, parents are trying to kick their children out once they graduate, knowing that knowing damn well that they need, this is the time where they need the most help,
right? Because
now they're headed out into they got the whole world to discover, and now they have to figure out, okay, how do I do this,
right? From
a personal standpoint, financial standpoint, mental standpoint. Like they have to take on this. They have to take on a whole world by themselves now.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's not meant for everybody. Leaving home at 18 is not for everybody. I left home at 18, and if I could turn back the hands of time, I would have stayed home a little while longer, right? But I would also say that me leaving home at 18 made me grow up a little faster, made me a little bit more responsible faster. I didn't have a safety net. I didn't have nobody to depend on. So it made me get my shit together faster. And then on top of that, I was having kids too. So it's not just me that I have to be responsible for. It's right. Me and the babies that I decided to bring into this world, So from my standpoint, whatever decisions I made once I left my mama's house, I'm not finna put that fault on my mama if the decision was not a good one. Right. Okay. So if I couldn't land a good job to make the money to take care of me and my family, I'm not finna hold that over my mama's head. I can't see myself making that my mama's responsibility. Right. And referring back to Dr. Dre and his daughter, I feel like I feel the same way. It was a fly. I'm sorry. But I feel the same way. Like, I feel like we really, even though Dr. Dre got it to spare, we get it. He got plenty money. But is it really his fault that his daughter made the decisions that she made, didn't land the job that whatever that dream job may have been for her? Is that really his fault, right? But then, so now that I'm saying this out my mouth, as my dad, your name hold weight in LA, in California. So even if you didn't directly put money in my hand or in my bank account, all it took was a phone call for you to call somebody to get me onto a job, making me a good little bit of change, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really hard to depict if Dr. Dre is being selfish and not wanting to help provide for his child, or if it is at fault his responsibility of his child, regardless of what her age is. Like, the outcome of her life, is that really his fault? Now, of course, we can say
that's her life,
right?
That's her life that she has to live.
But she ain't had no daddy in her life since she was 5 years old. Does that play a part? Seeing your daddy in different marriages, raising his other kids, and then you ain't even got his phone number. That would send me down a spiraling hole of depression. That would have me out here fucking on different men and bringing babies into this world. I'm really just trying to search for love from somebody.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this subject is, I think it's bigger than her living in her car. This is like,
it's bigger than the story that was just the story that was put out.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much to unpack.
It is because I feel like her ending up in her car was the result of everything else that she done been through since she was 5 years old. Hell, since before her daddy left. Because we're not finna make like it wasn't several it wasn't put out there by several different women how abusive Andre is. Yeah. Looking at me calling him by his government like I know him like that. Dr. Dre. We're not finna make like, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, even though I still feel like regardless of what, you still got 4 kids to maintain and to take care of. So whether your daddy helping you out or not, you still supposed to make a way because you decide to bring kids into this world. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we can't fault Dr. Dre for not financially supporting you, or after the age of 18, we really can't fault him for not financially supporting her.
Right.
So we talking 20 years ago.
Because from what, just loosely based from the article, it doesn't sound like Dre wasn't making sure she wasn't taken care of financially. So he was just the financial dad. The
first article that I read, it did state that he cut her off January of 2020. So we talking a year and some months ago. So you was still in your past 35 and your daddy had just cut you off.
Right.
You know,
whatever he was supplying for.
Right. Whatever he was supporting you with. Even if it was $1,000 a month, sus, make that $1,000 shake. Like, regardless of what I got coming in, even with child support, right? So I was receiving a certain amount of money, a certain amount of child support a month. And then one month that shit just stopped. I wasn't finna get all down bad and going up to the unemployment lines and trying to apply, but I went down. If the child support stopped, it just stopped.
Right.
I still had to do what I had to do to maintain my kids. So in this situation, regardless of what her dad was supporting her with or supplying her with, she still should have been doing what she needed to do to take care of her kids for whenever that decided to stop. And I'm almost willing to bet that I'm sure she got a notice, because I don't think Dr. Dre was calling her direct. Well, we know Dr. Dre wasn't calling her. I'm sure his accountant or somebody let her know, hey, this is the last of it or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or I'm sure from the time that last payment came, she could have found another job by the time the next payment was supposed to come.
Right.
Or she could have found a job by the time the next payment. And
but it also depends on the type of drive that she has. Like if she ain't got that ambition about her or that drive, like of course she gonna sit back and not do the bare minimum, so to speak.
Yeah.
So like I said,
I need to know the full story. It's so hard for me to, it's really hard for me to quote unquote pick a side, because I'm going off of what was given to me. I'm going off of my thoughts as a parent. I'm going off of my feelings as a child. And I don't know. I need to know more about this, because one article is stating that he was financially supporting her until January of 2020. But what I just read made it sound like she ain't heard nothing from her daddy since he left when she was 5 years old.
Right. But if you combine both stories.
And then it did say that she hadn't heard from him in 17 years.
Right. So if you combine both stories, like granted, she may not have seen him. But he was still making a way to get her some money. Yeah. Like you were still getting some form of payment.
Yeah.
I mean, just depends on what that was.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
go ahead, Smurf. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I would find it very hard for someone like Dr. Dre of his status not to at least financially take care of his kids.
Yeah. I was going to say, even if he was just providing her a place to stay, hey, I own this home, you don't got to pay no rent, just keep up with the basics. Even if that was the case, she still should be able to maintain.
Right.
Okay. So like, it's just really hard to unpack, because like I said, we don't know 100% all of the details. I more so wanted to just discuss at what point does the parent just stop not necessarily cut the child up, but just stop being the bank account for the child,
Right.
Like I be seeing all these, okay, so like on TikTok, where how when you first moved out, you go to your parents' house and you always leave with grocery bags full of shit, whether it be food or whatever.
Fuck you being used to.
You still do that? I don't do that no more.
I don't go home often, so yes, I still do it. So when I don't do that anymore. But 9 times out of 10, when I go home, like they're making sure I take food. They like, hey, here you go. Make sure you get this. Take that.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. But I remember how it was, and I did used to do that. When I first moved out, oh my God, anytime me and my sister went to my mama's house, we was always taking something. Always. So I know what it's like. I'm not going to sit here and stunt. But at the same time, I'm the oldest of 8. Right. So I already know I'm the second oldest of 8. I'm sorry. So I already know that she's not going to always have it to let me borrow. So I know that I got to get out here and get my shit together, because I ain't going to always have the opportunity or have it. I ain't going to really have it like that to run and ask mama to let me borrow this. Let me hold this. I'm going to pay you back when I can, da, 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 da. So I don't know.
when I first joined the military, of course I was 18, and when I got my first car, so I got to Fort Bragg. I got to Fort Bragg. When the hell did I get Bragg? It was like February. It was like February 2001, somewhere around there. And I got me a car in like April. And the first time I went home, first time I drove home or whatever, I came back with all the paper, anything paper wise, paper towels, tissues, plates, all of it. I ripped that shit. So my grandmother used to work at a paper mill. And so she would get all this shit, you know, she would always have, we had this closet and it was just a surplus of anything paper. So
Paper towels, tissue,
everything, every time I went home, and I used to go home. At one point I used to go home on the regular, and then of course it stopped because I was hanging out with my friends and going other places. But anytime I went to Alabama and I got ready to leave, paper towels, tissue, paper plates, all that's coming with me. A good amount of it was coming with me because I need to make sure I'm good to go when I get back to North Carolina. Oh, shout out to my grandma, man. Yeah, I was on Zoom. I got to see her on Zoom Saturday. So shout out to my baby. She know I was taking all that stuff.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I refuse to believe that Dr. Dre is letting his daughter struggle. I'm sorry. I refuse.
We'll fuck around and find out here in the future.
So just read an article 5 hours. It said the article was updated 5 hours ago. Her GoFundMe has raised over $5,000. But even still,
I mean, what is she raising money for?
So she's saying that she needs the GoFundMe is for $50,000. And that's it's to raise money for housing and shelter for her and her children. The official description of the GoFundMe reads, this fundraiser is to help LaTanya and her 4 kids find a safe and stable home. She is currently working at DoorDash to keep afloat, and these funds will be desperately appreciated. Thank you so much. As of Monday, the GoFundMe has raised a little over $5,000. And then it says she has a 16, 13, 8, and 3-year-old. And that the car that she has been sleeping out of was a rented SUV that she was renting to do GoFundMe. Now, I am under the impression that she lives in California. It also says that she got paid $15 an hour as an assembler at a warehouse, right? Now, I know $15 an hour here, not going to take you far, but it'll take you a little ways. Whereas $15 an hour in California ain't going to really get you far. Like, hell no. Y'all, but they buses probably cost $15 damn dollars. Okay. So I don't want to drag this on. I really don't. At the end of the day, it won't hurt Dre to reach out and help her. But it's like he probably think, well, damn, she almost 40. I had her when I was young, because Dre is only what, 57?
Somewhere around there.
55, 50, 55.
He's in his 50s.
He's in his 50s. So he had her pretty young. I don't know. I don't even know. I thought this would be a good topic, but it's like once we really got into it, it's a lot to unfold. Yeah. But we don't have all the information that we need to really make the decision on whether or not Dre should be financially responsible for this particular situation. Yeah. You know, but at the end of the day, he got enough money to where he could throw her $20,000 to get on her feet.
Oh yeah, but again, it just I want to see more. I want to see more to this story.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm actually gonna go through, which I should have did. I'm gonna go through and listen and read the article that she. So apparently she did an article with Daily Mail. She sat down with an interviewer at Daily Mail, and that's where they got this information from. So I want to go through and listen to that first, which is something I should have did before we did this episode, so that I could have been, more just just to kind of have all the details that we need, or at least that was provided.
so I got a question. Do you think this her putting this out could be an actual ploy to get Dr. Dre to reach out to her?
It could be a desperate attempt for his attention, but I feel like it might be some truth to it too, as far as her needing. Right. But yeah, I feel like it could be a desperate attempt for some attention.
But I also want to wait for this to kind of play itself out, because that's just like the one lady that got caught up doing a GoFundMe. I think she's in Vegas, and the damn kids that she took the picture with wasn't even her damn kids.
Was it a lady with the newborn twins?
No, it was a lady she had like 3 girls. Like the picture, if you looked at the picture on the GoFundMe, it was her and like 3 girls.
So there's a lady. I be diving deep in these TikTok stories, okay? And there's a lady who posted a picture of some newborn twins, and she was basically making like her twins had passed away. But the girl who posted the TikTok is the actual aunt of the newborn twins. Now, looking at the twins on the picture, even though they are asleep, they don't look dead worth a damn. If you've ever seen a dead baby, like, at the hospital, them lips are purple, and they skin just don't look as pink as it should, right? But you look at these babies on this picture, and they look like fresh out the cooch, healthy as fuck. So I don't know. I be diving deep in these little situations. But anyways, I was really intrigued by this story, because I know what my mama have to go through with my little brothers, right? And how they so attached that they won't leave my mama for whatever reason, and they grown ass men. But I want to read more into this to really, I want to know what caused him to cut her off from the jump. I want to know what the fuck was you doing with your money that you wasn't able to maintain, because you're not finna sit here and make me believe that you have always had a dead-end job. I have a dead-end job, but I made that bitch shake for me. So what I'm just curious as to what's really going on.
All right.
Where these daddies at to these babies? Where your mama? Because I know that bitch living off of some alimony. Where your other sisters that's by your mama? How they doing? Are they still financially being taken care of by your daddy? It's just you that got cut off? Girl, you done did something. You done fucked up some kind of way. And
that's why I said
I need to know the truth.
This is gonna come out, and it can go a couple ways, but it's just hard. Like I said, it's hard.
It's really hard for me to believe.
What has me skeptical about this is that there are 2 other sisters by Dre,
by this mama too, like her blood sister, same mama, same daddy.
And we ain't heard nothing from them.
Yeah.
Because they fuck around and come out like, this bitch lying, she all right.
Yeah, I am. Hold on, let me double check. So it said that the girls' last names was Young. Oh shit! One of his daughters is what's her name? Truce. Truly, her name is Truly. Okay, so this last wife, he got 2 kids by her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I am so confused. I don't feel like this is good content to post.
Girl, post this shit. Because we can still give our opinion as far as how we feel about this.
So Michelet had one of his sons, which was Marcel Young.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to unpack this. Okay, I have to unpack this because I need to know why you the only one complaining.
Right. I mean, or it could start a trickle down effect.
Okay, Lisa Johnson.
It could start a trickle down effect where kids.
Oh,
where
wait.
Kids come out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Lisa Johnson is the mom, and she only has 1 kid by Dr. Dre. A judge ordered for Dr. Dre to stay at least 100 yards away from Lisa after she alleged that he hit her in the mouth. She got pregnant at 15. I need to read this article.
So there may be a reason why you see her at 17
when she was
years.
asked how she felt about the musician paying his ex-wife Nicole Young nearly $300,000 in spousal support, she said it's embarrassing because people are looking at me wondering why. What Nicole has got is what my mom should have got. This got many people curious about who LaTanya's mother it was. LaTanya's mother is Lisa Johnson.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that because you can't equate what this current ex-wife got compared to your mom. Your mom with Dre at the very beginning. So whatever was in the contract in the divorce decree or whatever, when they got divorced, that's what she chose to settle for.
Hold on, wait. So it says here that Dr. Dre was also ordered to pay $200 a month in child support for each of their daughters. So I think they do have multiple children together. Him, and he didn't do any child support. He did not stop contacting me. This a lot to unpack. It's a lot to unpack. After reading these couple of articles, just a little snippets that I've been reading, I want to say that I cannot fully put the blame on Dr. Dre for not supporting his daughter, but I will say that with the amount of money that you had, 20 grand wouldn't have killed you to make sure your daughter at least got a place to stay for your grandkids. 10 grand wouldn't have hurt your pockets to just make sure she had a hotel room for a few nights or even a small apartment, so I'm not going to 100% put the blame on Dr. Dre for not financially supporting his daughter, regardless of how old she is, but I'm not finna let her off the hook either. Because whether your father is supporting you or not, you still have children that you are responsible for, and that regardless of your situation, you should get out here and make sure those children are well taken care of.
Right.
So I'm gonna find this Daily Mail article, and I'm gonna read through it, which I should have did beforehand, but I didn't think that this conversation was gonna take us in the route that it did. But to put this back on us, me as a parent, I'm going to hope and pray that I raise my children well enough to where when they do decide to get out here on their own, they can make the right decisions for themselves and they can kind of stay afloat. I'll help them out as much as they can, but they have to show me that they putting forth effort to get their shit together. If you just laying around, you not working, you not, you just looking for a handout, I'm going to make you get it with your muscle, because at this point, you got to show me you worth it. And if you ain't doing nothing to make, and then especially with my kids, I'm definitely going to be a little harder on my kids, because y'all see mama working 2 and 3 jobs. Like, I got all types of hustles going on right now. So if that don't rub off on y'all to where y'all can at least get out here and maintain, something ain't right. I ain't doing something right.
Right.
So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Like I said, I know it really is going to depend on what my daughter wants to do after she graduates. I've already asked her. I'm like, okay, what is it that you want to do right now? So right now she wants to go to college. Cool. Now, I told her, I was like, now is the time because she starts the 8th grade on Wednesday. But I said, now is the time to start thinking about what it is that you want to do as far as when it comes to your degree. Start kind of trying to plan. I was like, yeah, you may think I sound a little crazy right now because I'm telling you, and you going into the 8th grade, but now is the time to start kind of figuring out where it is you want to go, what it is you want to do. And I'm like, your degree might change 2-3 times when you get into school, but at least okay,
what direction you want to head.
Yeah, we'll know what direction you want to go in. So that way, if it's what you want to do, then we keep pushing. If you want to switch it up, we switch it up.
See, you telling her about her degree, I'm more so trying to let my kids know, look, y'all want to start working, which I am not forcing my children to start working. They want to start working on their own, perfectly fine. But you need to learn how to save your money. I'm teaching my children the importance of credit, because it was, my mama was quick to say, Aisha, you need to make sure you keep your credit up, But I never thought that I would ever need my credit because of the situation that I had put myself in. But now that I'm using my credit and my credit is working for me, then yes, I'm starting to let my children know, hey, once you start working, you need to start saving your money. My children are authorized users on my credit card. So every time I use my credit, it boosts their credit score. Every time I pay my cards off, that's a lot of things Black parents don't know they need to start doing. If you get a credit card, make a child authorized user on your credit card, because it helps them with their credit. But to say the least, I'm more so teaching them about, let's start, y'all need to start saving money. You need to have money set to the side so that if your car break down, or if a bad storm come through and you might have to be misplaced for a while, something like that, you need to be able to have some money that you can kind of depend on to help you get through. So yes, college is important, and yes, your degrees is important wholeheartedly, but we more so living in the right now, Oh yeah. You need to start saving some money if you're ready to start working. And like my daughter, she just had a birthday pass, and we collectively, she got about $250, maybe $300, okay, for her birthday. And instead of saying, well, I just want to go to the mall and ball out, I'm like, no, you got school coming up. So what do you need for school? What is it what do you need that you like? I feel like when my kids got their own money, they need to start providing for themselves. So she had enough money to buy her school clothes, get her whatever personal items she needed, put some money to the side for her hair, whatever it is that she want to get done, shoes, whatever. She had enough money to do that.
I just cashed up my daughter some money. She hit me up. Hey, can you cash up me some money for my school clothes? Bet.
So I just hope that I teach my children to be a little bit more responsible with their money, to save their money, so that when they do decide to get out here, we won't have a situation like this where they 38 with kids still living out of their car. I don't want that for my kids,
Right.
So ultimately, I know this conversation was kind of all over the place. But in a nutshell, I more so wanted to just kind of touch on it. The meme been in my phone for a week or so now, and I just been wanting to, just have a conversation about it, because that is a really good topic to have. Like, at what age are you no longer financially responsible for your children?
Right.
But I think this conversation took us to, because we were so focused on who the article was about, it got us a little conflicted and confused. Not necessarily confused, but just conflicted on which side to take.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't even want to take any side. It's just more so to figure out what's the reason. First of all, what's the reason? Because like I said, I feel like it's more of a something underlying.
It's something else going on that we don't know. Yeah,
with this article, and then just kind of figuring out, okay, what did happen, and then can y'all fix? Are y'all willing to fix it as far as the relationship is concerned?
Yeah, I more so want to know why he cut you off, and then after he cut you off, I really just want to know why he cut her off. What happened that he said, you know what, I'm no longer financially taking care of you?
Right.
Because I feel like that will kind of shed light on a lot. Because we're not finna I don't want to sit here and just make Dr. Dre out to be a bad guy, because he got the money to fix this problem, to fix this situation. But I also feel like I refuse to believe she was 100% dependent of Dr. Dre. I feel like she had to have had her own thing going on. I don't know. Because if my mama was giving me enough money to maintain, I probably wouldn't work nowhere either.
I wouldn't necessarily work. I wouldn't necessarily work nowhere, but I damn sure would have tried to make that shit work in my benefit to make more money.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I would have started a business or some kind of side hustle or something. I don't know. It's just kind of hard to, like, I just refuse to believe that this girl is pushing 40 and living out her car, and we just looking at Dr. Dre to be the bad guy. I just can't do that.
Shit, I look at the damn, like you said, where the daddy's at? Where?
Right? You got 4 kids. Where are the fathers to your kid? Where your mama? Where is everybody else? Like, it's easy to point the finger at Dr. Dre because he got all the money.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I will say this. To those of us, to our viewers and listeners, make sure that you have a good village. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a lot of people in your village. Make sure you have a good, strong village, people that you can rely on and depend on. And it doesn't mean, and I'm not even talking monetarily, but just people that are in your corner to help make sure that that you're doing okay. People that you can reach out to, whether you need to talk to somebody or whatever it is that you need from them. Just make sure that you get yourself a strong village. And I think I say that more so just in looking at some of my friends and some of the things that are going on throughout the world, like people losing family members and going through relationship issues and things like that. Like we have to have that one or two people, or however many. We got to have that group of people that we can lean on when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my tidbit to everybody for today, for this episode, man. Is just keep you a strong village, cherish them, fucking let them know that you appreciate them, let them know that you love them, all of that, because this life is way too short.
The only thing that I want to kind of just add to is just that keep you some rainy day money somewhere. Keep you some rainy day money somewhere, because yeah, that sugar daddy coming through now. Yeah, your parents is supporting you now. Yeah, that child support is coming through now. But all good things are gonna come to an end. That sugar daddy gonna find him another sugar baby, or he might croak over and die. Your parents' money might run out. The child support may stop coming. So keep you some rainy day money somewhere, because you never know when that good is gonna turn bad.
Yeah.
You know, we're not finna make like Dr. Dre the first deadbeat that we done came across on this podcast. And you know what? I take that back, because I'm not even trying to call him a deadbeat, because technically he was supporting her till she was 36 years old, 37 years old. So I don't want to make like he's a deadbeat, because we don't know the full extent of the story. But I do, you know, just feel like keep you some rainy day money somewhere, because you don't know when that sugar daddy is gonna croak over and die. And you're not in his will. You're not in his will, baby. You don't know when your daddy gonna stop supporting you. You don't know when he gonna stop making your car payments. You don't know when he gonna cut you off his insurance. You don't know when the child support gonna stop. You just don't know. But if you had you some rainy day money put up, girl, you'll be all right. So keep you some rainy day money put up somewhere.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yes.
And on that note, we'll go ahead and close this episode out. Miss Hadiya, I'm glad to have you back.
I ain't go nowhere.
Your ass wasn't there. Your ass wasn't there last week.
And y'all had the time of y'all fucking lives without me too.
You
so don't make like I was missed.
You damn right. Whatever, because it had you listened to the episode or had you watched the episode,
why would you put that out there?
I told you that I missed you. Yes, I'm calling your ass out. You try to make it seem like I ain't shout you out throughout the episode.
I never said you did.
I shouted you out a couple of times, let you know that you were missed.
And I heard you when you did. I did watch some of it. I just didn't finish it. But according to the numbers, it was a really good episode. Y'all did a really good job. Thank you guys so much. For everybody that tuned in or that was here as a guest last week, thank y'all so much. It was a great episode. The numbers don't lie.
My friends show up and they show out, man. We just have come on here, have us a good time. That's it. That's all I ever wanted to do. I told you that when I became your co-host. I just want to come on here and have a good black ass time.
Okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for pulling up once again for the Coffee and Apple Juice podcast. We just, as always, we ask you to like, share, subscribe, and comment, so we can continue to get better at this and give you the episodes that you guys are looking for. Of course, I am Smurf, and
I'm
as
Aisha.
y'all know, Black women matter.
They do, and it's still fuck love. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, goodness gracious!
That was funny.
We thank y'all once again, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.